Hey everyone, it's Brian with Manage Comics, and we are back again with another thought stream. This, I believe, is issue six. It feels like six if it's not six. And today we are going to do a brand new Manage Comics demo. We're going to really kind of go over what it is about Manage Comics that makes it better right now. So, without further ado, let me just turn off my notifications so that I don't get hounded by notifications. And let's get right to the thought stream. And I will start with bum, bum, bum. This is our website. So this is the Manage Comics client side. So right now I'm logged in as Ted Cord, who is a customer of Manage Comics Example Shop. And what's cool with the website is that you get to change kind of the colors and the look and feel. So if I go to managecomics.com slash all new comics, which is another store, you see that it kind of looks like their store, and this one looks like the Managed Comics colors and logos and buttons and things like that. The way that we handle the monthly previews is a little different than other solutions. We really curate the previews every month. We create these little images, and then this goes through to basically all the new series and trade paperbacks that are associated with that month. So if I wanted to pre-order the Infinite Frontier Secret Files one shot, I could do that here. And then that shows up on my list. So as a customer, here's my list of comics that I have. These are my special orders. So let's say that I just want to get one issue of something like, oh man, when I was looking at those, let's say Wonder Girl. That'll be a good one. I'll do a search for Wonder Girl. Wonder Girl #1. So I'm just going to get the first issue. So I'm going to special order the first issue. So what I see here is NA. It's not available right now, but that's because my store hasn't actually approved that special order yet. A couple other things. As a customer, I can see what's currently been pulled for me. I can see orders that have been paid for or billed in the past. I can go ahead and pay for those orders if they've been set up. I can also pre-authorize my credit card, so I can leave a pre-authorized credit card here, and that was done back in the day so that we could actually have. So it was done at the beginning of COVID, so that stores could do real, true contactless curbside pickup. I can see my account. I can see my email preferences. All that good stuff is available right there. Other things up at the top. So most popular lets me see what is the most subscribed to titles in the store. Recently added is obviously everything added in the last 30 days, but I can change those dates. I can like make it kind of what was added during December. So I'll just go 30 days of December and see what was added at that point. Oh yeah, that's right, because everything came out the second week of January, I think. So we'll see a lot of January stuff if we do this. So all that good stuff as well. Most popular, our website will take you through to your store's website, and all those links are kind of configurable by the store. Each one of these pages, of course, is a nice clean page that's SEO friendly and all that good stuff. We don't deal with A and B covers right now, so that is something that will be coming kind of in 2021 with our launch of our 2.0 product. So Managed Comics 2.0 is going to have a significant rewrite, and that's currently being done right now. But in the meantime, let me just re-log in as a store, and then we'll go through kind of the cool parts of the back end. Just one moment, please. And I just have to log in as my example shop, which of course takes a couple seconds to find all my links. There we go. So let me go back to just the web page. So this is logged in as the Managed Comics example shop. One of the cool little things is that stores can leave a little feedback about how they feel about Managed Comics at any given point, and we are constantly reading those and adjusting to the sentiments about Managed Comics. But by and large, it's largely positive. So this is my dashboard, and I'm going to see what was paid this month, what's outstanding, what's pulled, and what's been billed this month. I can also see any customers awaiting shipment, and I can take a look at my special orders. So this was that customer Ted Cord had special ordered Wonder Girl #1, the cover A. If I decline it and say this is not available, that customer would get an email that would say your special order for Wonder Girl #1 cover A, Joelle Jones, has been declined. The declined reason given was not available. But I'm going to go ahead and process it. And what's neat here is that this kind of pre-fills everything with the information that I need. So I can go ahead to Lunar and I can actually check and make sure that this code is available. Diamond, the reason we have Diamond codes is we do have UK customers and they do use these Diamond codes for the UK version of these products. So Wonder Girl #1 cover A, Joelle Jones, the price in USD is $3.99. I'm not going to give him his discount, and I'm going to say that it's $5 because I had to get it off my friend down the street or whatever. I will update my special order, and now that issue, which has a January, February, March code, will show up on my March initial order. So if I generate my Lunar, I'm going to see there's an extra Wonder Girl #1, Joelle Jones. But also that shows up on my FOCs. So when I do my FOC reports, that'll show up here as well. If that was up on the Lunar FOC, which I don't think Wonder Girl is on the one that we have right now. So that's a couple quick little things about just what happens when somebody places a special order. So with Managed Comics, kind of the default view that a lot of people use is the standard customer lists. And this just shows you all the lists of customers and anything that they may have added or subtracted recently. So this is whether they've done it or whether you've done it in the store using the store admin information. So if you've deleted something, it'll say when the add or delete date is. By default, you can set your own kind of final order window, I guess you'd call it. We call it subscription adjustment days. And what that means is if somebody adds something, there'll be a window where it won't be pulled. And if somebody deletes something, there'll be a window where it will still be pulled. So the reason there's that window is, if I add something today, it's going to take 15 days for me to be able to get that copy in the store, or maybe 21 days, maybe in some cases 30 or 40 days. So stores can set that up based on what they feel comfortable with. We have some stores that set that at 0 because they say, you know what, chances are I'll be able to order that thing, or I've got enough extra copies. And if I don't have extra copies, I can probably get it from another resource. And if I can't, then I can let the customer know that that's not available at that point. Conversely, we have a couple stores who've set that at like 45 days because they don't want to be stuck with anything and they don't want to be pre-selling stuff that they can't get in. So it's really up to the individual store's kind of discretion. We can also sort these customer lists by a number of different ways, including by title. So if I just want to take a look at how many people have Action Comics, I can take a real quick look here. I want to see Justice League. How many people do I have? Boom, I got 2 people for Justice League. This guy just recently updated his list, so I see that. When I take a look at my customers, so here I can see customers, and I see that somebody has become a customer on my Managed Comics example shop. That's nice. With all these people, they are set up as customers, and I can go in and update their subscriptions. So if I wanted to add, let's add, oh, I don't know, dreaming waking hours. So I'll add that, and I'm gonna set the start date as let's make it today, because why not, right? So now he's got dreaming waking hours on his list. Customer can also add it from their side. And what's cool is no matter whether they've added it on their side or you've added it in your side, every day at 5 p.m. Eastern time, we send out an email that has updates that have happened in your store during the last 24-hour period. We also send out an email every Sunday night with all of the changes that have happened in the last week. On top of that, we have a recent customer changes report, which you can run at any time. And I'll just put a week long period here. And in this, I can see anybody who's added or subtracted things. Another thing that comes in really, really handy is when you get something hot like Batman Fortnite 0 point, we can see, let's go to all customers. So it's Ted Cord. Our buddy Ted here. Let's take a look at his subscription. So if he comes in and says, hey, you didn't pull my Batman Fortnite 0.0, well, I can say, yeah, that's because your active start day is May 6th because you added it, less than 15 days before the first issue came in. So this will really, really stop a lot of kind of conversations that customers have where they say, you missed this. Well, no, I didn't miss it. You just updated your list too late to get that first one. So it's kind of a bit of an audit trail there for you, which is really convenient. Let's go ahead and pull our orders. So every week when your new comics come in, you have two options. You can either upload the invoices, and you can upload your Diamond, your Lunar, and soon to be your Penguin Random House invoice here. And once you've uploaded those invoices, then all the books that are out that week will show up. Or we can use the shipping this week file. And what this does is it takes basically the ship dates of anything that's in our database, which we update fairly regularly. And those ship dates, when they're changed, reflect kind of the latest information on when ship dates are. And this is usually fairly accurate, although occasionally, maybe Radiant Black didn't come out this week because it got stuck at the printer or something silly like that. But otherwise, these are usually fairly accurate. So I can go ahead and add those. If there's something else that I want to add, like let's say that there was a book here that I was thinking about. Didn't come in this week. Let's say my Jokers from last week, Joker number 2, actually came in this week. So I can actually go ahead and add that. And what it's going to ask me here is to add the Lunar code for Joker. So if I go to Lunar distribution, and this would be in your actual Joker number 2. This would be in your actual invoice, so you'd actually have the number. So I'll just pull up this Lunar code, which is right there. And I'll paste that into our Lunar code here. And if I say next, this is any special orders that may have come in this week. So usually these would be highlighted and checked if they actually came in. None of these were on the shipping this week list. Doesn't mean that maybe it's a reorder of something and you got it in anyway. So I can go ahead and check those. And then when I pulled all those, so you'll notice that Joker number 2 it changed from just Joker to Joker number 2 with the correct pricing and everything. I can go ahead and add a message. So during this process, an email will go out to all your customers saying this was pulled, and here's your pull list information. So this is what was pulled for you this week. Ted Cord, you got DC Birds of Prey and Batman Black and White, blah blah blah. You can add something like we're open 9 to 5 every day this week. Let's say something like that. So when I hit confirm selection, it's going to send out an email. Now I've done some demos this week, so my polls have already been done for the week, so I'm just going to kind of skip the next part. But the next part is that this would actually get emailed to you. So what this is my list broken down by customer, sorted by customer last name. So Brian Garside gets Batman, Batman Fortnite, Test, another Test, Amazing Spider-Man, Avengers, Red Sonja, blah, blah, blah. I can also sort this by title. So if I just want to see, how many copies of Joker I need one copy of Joker. I can also look at this. So there's a couple of data files over here. This is kind of the same view as this, because what we found was some people would like to print this, and the print view of this is okay, but it's not perfect. Like it could be better. So this CSV file here, the export pull list CSV, is just a much cleaner version, which you can condense the font or whatever you want, and then print it out on much fewer pages. This export pull list data is actually a data file. It's a CSV file with everything nicely broken up by column, which allows somebody to sort it however they want to. So all these have come out over the years as things that people needed. Same with kind of the way that we sort things. Customer ID is something we added fairly early on, but then one store was like, I'd like to sort it by title and then by customer ID. And this was actually surprisingly hard to do. But yeah, we managed to figure that one out as well. So then from there, I go to, let's take a look at, once we've pulled our orders, now I can actually invoice any orders. So Managed Comics has a full billing system, which allows you to actually invoice your customers through our system and get paid immediately if they have a pre-authorized credit card. So you see some kind of color coding here. If it's gray or white, those are just people that don't have any sort of pre-authorized credit card information. If they're yellow, then they've had a pre-authorized credit card requested of them, but they haven't done it. And if it's green, it would mean that they have a pre-authorized credit card that has been approved. So if I click on, let's say Brian was green, and I clicked on Invoice Brian, his credit card would immediately be charged, and his order would go to paid, and he'd show up here as Brian Garside with a paid order. And inside of that order, I'll know exactly what's been added to his order. Let's say that somebody, I'm going to say pull customer. No, I want pull orders. Pulled orders. Let's say that Diana Prince also wanted a copy of Wonder Girl number one. Girl number one. I'm going to add one copy of it, and my price is $3.99. I'll leave her discount on there. So I can add something that hasn't been pulled with her normal orders. The reason this says adjustment is because adjustment stuff is usually not sent in an email. So this will let her know kind of what happened there. With our products, you can also add products that aren't currently in our database. So let's say that for some reason you wanted to do a special promotion on the Young Justice #1 variant edition. You could totally do that, although why you would do something for a November product, I don't know. But if there was a statue or something that you wanted to do, you definitely could. If I wanted to just add Wonder Girl #1, I'll make this a one-time thing. So if I want to have the Wonder Girl #1 B cover as a special kind of incentive, I could do that as something I add. And when you say make it a one-time product, that would be something that you only want to do one specific issue. If you wanted to create your own Wonder Girl subscription, then you do this, and as long as it has a series code, it will get pulled every time a new issue comes out. Without a series code, there's nothing for us to kind of key back to, so that becomes a bit of a problem. Moving along, our reporting, we have tons and tons of different reports. So we've got everything from a revenue report, which figures out how much money you've made month over month, based only on sales that have happened through Managed Comics. Similarly, we have an audit report which breaks down every single order that has been paid through the system. So if you need to know that stuff for tax purposes, you need to run your tax rates, or you want to individually you know cash out each one of these folks in your regular system, you also have a way of doing that. We also have so we showed recent customer changes. This is a good one, pull list totals report. So if Diamond sends out an email at the last minute that says we need final numbers on the serial number 3, you know that you need 2 copies. So it's just a really quick kind of look into thing. And what's great is that, as you can see, all these reports come up super fast. You're not waiting forever for reports to kind of load and things. Products added by date, not really a great report. Initial order reports. So when you do your Diamond and Lunar initial orders, we have those files. This is a text file which you can then upload to Diamond. We do a Lunar special order report as well, which you can upload to Lunar. Likewise, we do FOC reports. So with the FOC, you have to download a file from Diamond or Lunar and then upload that file to Manage Comics. And what it'll show you is what your current quantity is, what your subscriptions, and then you can adjust your totals. At the end of it, you save and download, and then you upload that file back to Diamond or Lunar. One final thing that I'll talk about. So our store settings, you have everything from your payment types to your navigation items to featured slides, which are the slides that we have at the front of the store. You could adjust your messaging, which says that this is the about us messaging and stuff like that on your site. Definitely. So that's both this information down here, as well as the information that's in here when I'm not logged in, which I can't show you, unfortunately. You can change your address and stuff like that, which your address shows up on the bottom of every single page of your website, which is really, really key for kind of local SEO. So these pages will rank really, really well for your store's name. And one final thing, which I'm really proud of, is our email campaign. So we actually create this email every month and send it out on your behalf. You do have the option of opting out of this, but this email accounts for 25% of most stores' new subscriptions every month. And when I click on it, it actually goes to the individual product. So each one of these links that comes through in the email goes to the individual product. This is a HTML email. It looks pretty. It's got your logo and everything at the top. I don't have an example that I can show really, really quickly, but yeah, it's a really attractive email and generates a lot of return subscriptions from your customers, and it comes from your store's email. So you may get some replies and things like that to the email itself. That's roughly it in a nutshell. Like everything, if you're interested in this kind of stuff, just go managecomics.com/meeting. Click on the link that's on the front of the Manage Comics page. I think it's right here, book a live demo. And that will take you to a page where you can book a meeting with me. Just tell me that you've gone through this screen share that I've done, and that way I can kind of skip all the stuff that we've talked about, and we'll look at exactly what you want to talk about and which things you need more clarification on. I'm happy to talk to you about Managed Comics. As you can tell, I'm super passionate about it, and I love it, and I think it's the bee's knees. That's why I work on it. That's gonna basically do it for this week's thought stream. Next week we'll be talking about the May previews, believe it or not. So we'll go over some of that stuff, and I'm hoping that in the next week or so, I've got some really, really exciting news that I'll be able to share with you. And I'm just going to leave that as a tease. So that is the thought stream for this week. Tune in next week, same bat time, same bat channel.